Hi guys! Another lesson tayo. So ngayon is grade 9 math, quarter 1, module 1. Solving quadratic equations by factoring. Ang nakaraang lesson natin sa grade 9 math is pinag-aralan natin kung paano tayo mag-solve ng quadratic equation by extracting square roots. Ngayon naman, ang gagawin natin is kung paano naman tayo mag-solve ng quadratic equations by factoring. Ito yung pangalawang method natin sa pag-solve ng quadratic equation. So, gaya nga ng sabi ko, ang first method natin is by extracting square root. Ngayon naman is by factoring. Okay, so meron tayong steps kung paano tayo mag-solve ng quadratic equation by factoring. First, transform the quadratic equation into standard form if necessary. Okay, so alam naman natin kung ano yung standard form. That is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So kung hindi nyo alam, panoorin nyo yung first lesson natin sa grade 9, yun yung defining quadratic equation. Ang step 2 naman, factor the quadratic expression. Okay? So kapag na standard form nyo na siya, i-factor nyo na ang inyong quadratic equation. And third, apply the zero product property by setting each factor of the quadratic equation to 0. Expression to 0. Okay? So i-apply mo yung zero product property. Ano yung zero product property? Ang zero product property, if the product of two real numbers is 0, then either of the two is equal to 0 or both numbers are equal to 0. Of course, ang zero product property, ibig sabihin kapag nag-multiply ka, it's either yung isang number mo is 0 or yung both number mo is 0. Of course, kapag minultiply mo, 0 yung sagot. So, yun ang tinatawag nating zero product property. At ang pang-apat naman na steps, solve each resulting equation. Okay, so isolve mo na yung resulting equation mo. And then, ang pang-lima is check the values of the variable obtained by substituting each in the original equation. Kapag nakuha mo na ang value mo, pwede mo na siyang i-substitute para i-check mo ang iyong quadratic equation kung tama ba ang iyong sagot. At ang i-check mo is yung original equation, hindi yung ginawa mong standard form. Ang mga steps na ito is maiintindihan natin sa pamamagitan ng example. So don't worry, iisa-isahin natin ang mga steps na ito para hindi kayo malito. Meron tayong example dito, tapos gagamitin natin ang ating mga steps para maintindihan natin kung paano tayo mag-solve ng quadratic equations by factoring. Find the solutions of x squared plus 12x is equal to negative 11 by factoring. Okay. Ang example natin, as you can see, hindi siya naka-standard form. Kasi nga, ang standard form natin is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, nandito ang ating quadratic term. Ang linear term natin, pagkatapos ang constant term natin is nasa right side. So, ang gagawin natin is gagawin natin siyang standard form. So, itong ating constant, ilipat natin siya sa kabila. Ito na yung step 1 natin. So, transform the equation into standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay. So, gawin na natin. Ang gagawin natin is, napag-aralan na din natin ito sa ating lesson 1 kung saan dinefine natin ang quadratic equation. Pinag-aralan din natin kung paano gawing standard form ang ating quadratic equation. Okay. So, x squared plus 12x plus 11 is equal to negative 11 plus 11. Okay. So, ito yung tinatawag nating APE or addition property of equality. Para maging 0 ito sa kabila, mag-add tayo ng 11 both sides. Or, simple, ilipat natin si negative 11 sa kabila. So, kapag ilipat natin siya, since negative siya, magiging positive siya. Okay? Pero ito yung standard natin ha, kung paano gagawin ang pag-solve. So, x squared plus 12x plus 11 is equal to negative 11 plus 11 is equal to 0. Okay, so ito na yung standard form natin. X squared plus 12x plus 11 is equal to 0. Tapos na tayo sa step 1. So, punta naman tayo sa step 2. Ang step 2 natin, factor the quadratic equation. Ang quadratic equation natin is x squared plus 12x plus 11. Okay, so paano natin siya i-factor? Ang kukunin natin na factor is ang factor ng ating quadratic term at ang ating constant term. So, that is x plus x plus, kasi positive siya. Ang titingnan natin na sign is itong ating linear term. Dahil positive, so puro positive ang sign natin dito. So, na-factor na natin si x squared, that is x times x equals x squared. And then 11, ang factor ni 11 is 11 times 1. So, ilagay natin si 11 dito at 1 dito. Okay, so ito na yung factor natin. X plus 11 multiplied by x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. Tapos na tayo sa step 2, na-factor na natin ang ating quadratic equation. So, punta naman tayo sa step 3. Sa step 3 is apply the zero product property by setting each factor of the quadratic equation equal to 0. I-equate natin siya into 0. So, that is x plus 11 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so ito na yung step 3 natin. Now, punta tayo sa step 4. Solve each resulting equation. Okay, so ito na yung resulting equation natin, itong dalawa. So, ang gagawin natin is isolve natin siya to find the value of x. Uunahin natin si x plus 11 is equal to 0. Okay, so x plus 11 is equal to 0. X plus 11. So, ang gagawin natin, APE, addition property of equality or subtraction property of equality. Sorry. So, isubtract natin ng 11, tapos 0, mag-subtract din tayo ng 11. Dahil nag-subtract tayo ng 11 sa left side, mag-subtract din tayo sa kabila. Or simply, gaya nga ng sabi ko, na pwede nyong ilipat agad si 11 dito sa kabila. So, dahil positive siya, magiging negative siya. Pero ito yung tamang process, okay? So, baka malilito kayo. Pero pwede nyo na rin ilipat siya agad. So, patuloy tayo. So, x, positive and negative, subtract. So, 11 minus 11 equals 0. X is equal to negative 11. So, ito na yung value ng ating x. Ang isang x natin. Gaya ng sabi ko na si x at si 11, si 11 pwedeng ilipat agad sa kabila dahil positive magiging negative. Of course, ito yung tamang process. So, ito naman ang isolve natin. X plus 1 is equal to 0. So, x, again, pwede nyong ilipat agad si 1 dito sa kabila. So, magiging negative siya dahil positive siya. Pero, dadaan tayo sa tamang process. Plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0 minus 1. So, x, 1 minus 1 equals 0, and then negative 1. So, x is equal to negative 1. Okay? So, meron na tayong dalawang value ng x. That is negative 11 and negative 1. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin is punta tayo sa step 5 para i-check natin kung tama ba ang values nila. Okay? So, ang original natin, check the values of the variable obtained by substituting each in the original equation. So, sa original equation tayo mag-substitute ha. So, ang value ng ating x is negative 11 and negative 1. So, i-check natin siya. If x is equal to negative 11 and if x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so ito yung original natin. So, x squared plus 12x is equal to negative 11. X squared, ang value ng ating x is negative. Bakit negative 1? Negative 11. So, negative 11 squared plus 12 times negative 11, the value of x is equal to negative 11. Negative 11 squared or 11 times 11 is equal to 121. Okay, so take note, negative 11 times negative 11 is equal to positive 121. So, positive and negative, negative. 12 times 11 is equal to 132. Is equal to negative 11. Okay, so positive and negative, subtract. So si negative ang kukunin nating sign dahil mas malaki si 132. So 132 minus 121 is equal to 11. Negative 11 is equal to negative 11. Equal ba silang dalawa? Of course. So tama yung sagot natin dahil equal ang both sides. Dito naman tayo sa kabila. If ang value ni x is negative 1, so x squared plus 12x is equal to negative 11. So x squared, ang value ni x is negative 1 squared plus 12 times negative 1, the value of x is equal to negative 11. So negative 1 squared or negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to positive 1. Positive and negative, negative. 12 times 1 equals 12 and negative 11. Positive and negative, negative ang sagot kasi mas malaki si 12. So 12 minus 1 is equal to 11. Negative 11. Ayan. So equal ba? Of course. Check. Equal ang both sides. Ibig sabihin, both values of x satisfies the given equation. So, ang x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to negative 11 rather and negative 1. So, nag-satisfy siya sa ating given equation. So, the equation x squared plus 12x is equal to negative 11 is true when x is equal to negative 11 or when x is equal to negative 1. So, true ang ating quadratic equation kapag ang value ng ating x is negative 11 or negative 1. Thus, the equation x squared plus 12x is equal to negative 11 has two solutions. So, ang solution natin is negative x is equal to negative 11 or x is equal to negative 1. Another example tayo. So, 16x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so as you can see sa ating given, wala tayong value ng b. Ang meron tayo is ang ating quadratic term lamang at wala tayong linear term. Quadratic term at constant term. So, wala tayong linear term. Okay. So, ang step 1 natin is gawin nating standard form. Pero, naka-standard form na ito, wala lang siyang linear term or ang ating b value. So, ngayon, dahil tapos na sa step 1, dahil naka-standard form na siya, punta na tayo sa step 2. That is factor. So, i-factor natin ang ating given na quadratic equation. Sa pag-factor is, kukunin natin ang factor ng 16x at ni 9. Okay? So, tandaan natin na negative siya. So, meron tayong isang operation na negative. So, ano yung factor ni 16? 4 times 4, 16. So, ang factor ni x squared is x times x. So, that is 4 and 4 and x. Kasi ang factor ni 16 is 4 times 4. Ang factor ni x squared is x times x. Okay? So, dahil negative, positive dito at negative dito. Ano ang factor ni 9? 3 times 3. Okay? So, 3 and 3. So, ito na yung factor natin. 4x plus 3 multiplied by 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, so step 3 na tayo. I-equate natin silang dalawa into 0. Okay, so 4x plus 3 is equal to 0 and 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. O, ayan. So, nasa step 3 na tayo agad. So, ngayon is step 4 na. I-solve na natin ang ating dalawang equation para makuha natin ang value ng x. Okay? So, uunahin natin ito si 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. So, 4x, si 3 ilipat natin agad sa kabila para hindi kayo malito. Pero of course, APE or addition property of equality or subtraction property of equality ang tamang term nito ha. So 4x, ilipat natin si 3 dito sa kabila. So positive siya, magiging negative 3. Dahil meron pa tayong numerical coefficient, so over 4 para x na lang yung maiwan. Divide for both sides. Okay? So x is equal to negative 3/4. Okay, so ito na yung first value ng ating x. Okay, so punta naman tayo dito sa kabila. Si 4x minus 3, So 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. 4x is equal to, ilipat natin si negative 3 sa kabila. So magiging positive 3. And then divide 4 both sides para si x na lang ang maiwan. So x is equal to positive 3/4. So ito na yung pangalawang value ng ating x. Negative 3/4 and positive 3/4. O, di ba napakadali lang? Step 5 na tayo agad. I-check na natin agad ang ating equation sa pamamagitan ng dalawang value na ito. Okay, so kung si x is equal to negative 3/4, ito ang ating original na quadratic equation ha. So 16, ano ang value ng ating x is negative 3/4 squared. Minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so 16, negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3, so that is 9 over 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4 equals 16. Minus 9 is equal to 0. 16 times 9 is equal to 144 over 16. Minus 9 is equal to 0. 144 divided by 16 is equal to 9. Minus 9 is equal to 0. So 9 minus 9 is equal to 0. 0. Equal ba ang both sides? Equal. So, ibig sabihin, tama ang value ng ating x na negative 3/4 kasi nag-equal ang both sides. Okay? So, kung nagtaka kayo kung paano natin ito ginawa, basic ito. Paano tayo mag-multiply ng fraction? So, ang susunod naman natin is i-check naman natin itong value ng ating x na positive 3/4. If x is equal to positive 3/4, so 16 multiplied by the value of x na 3/4, so 3/4 squared minus 9 is equal to 0. Again, so 16, kopyahin natin si 16. 3 squared is equal to 9 over 4 squared is equal to 16. Minus 9 is equal to 0. 16 times 9 is equal to 144 over 16 minus 9 is equal to 0. 144 divided by 16 is equal to 9 minus 9 is equal to 0. So, 0 is equal to 0. Check. So, equal ang both sides. So, ibig sabihin, ang value ng ating x na 3/4 at negative 3/4, nagsatisfy siya sa ating quadratic equation. Thus, the equation 16x squared minus 9 is equal to 0 is true when the value of x is positive 3/4 or the value of x is negative 3/4. Another example tayo, 3y squared plus 24y is equal to 0. Okay, so dito naman, ang wala sa ating term is ang constant term. Meron tayong quadratic term at meron tayong linear term. So, ang wala is ang constant term or ang value ng ating c. So, ang gagawin natin first is naka-standard form na ito, pero wala tayong constant term. So, ang sunod nating step is i-factor natin. So, i-factor natin ang ating quadratic equation. Okay, so dahil wala tayong constant term, i-factor natin ang ating quadratic term. So, sa pag-factor ng ating quadratic term, that is 3y and then y dito. Kasi 3y times y is equal to 3y squared. And wala tayong ilalagay dito sa ating first term. Dito sa pangalawang term lamang. So, dahil may 3 tayo dito, maghahanap tayo ng number na pwedeng ma-multiply na mag-result sa 24. So, ang number na pwedeng ma-multiply na mag-result sa 24 is 8. And take note, positive ang ating sign. So, plus tayo dito, plus 8 equals 0. Okay, so ito na yung factor natin. 3y multiplied by y plus 8 is equal to 0. Tapos na natin na factor. So, step 3 na tayo. I-equate natin itong dalawa into 0. So, 3y is equal to 0 and y plus 8 is equal to 0. Okay? So, step 4 na agad. I-solve na natin. So, 3y is equal to 0. So, divide both sides ng 3 para si y na lang yung maiwan. Y is equal to 0 divided by 3, of course, 0. So, ang value natin dito sa y is 0. Dito naman tayo sa pangalawa. Y plus 8 is equal to 0. So y plus 8 is equal to 0. Y, ang gagawin natin kay 8, ilipat natin sa kabila, so magiging negative 8 siya. So ito na yung pangalawang value natin. Y is equal to negative 8. So now, step 5 na tayo agad. I-check na natin ang value ng ating y kung nag-satisfy ba siya sa ating quadratic equation. So if y is equal to 0 and if y is equal to negative 8. So 3y squared, 3 multiplied by the value of y na 0, squared plus 24, the value of y is 0, is equal to 0. So 0 squared is equal to 0, plus 24 times 0 is equal to 0. So 3 times 0 is 0, and that is all zeros. Okay, so equal both sides. So tama ang 0. Dito naman tayo sa negative 8. So 3 times negative 8 squared plus 24 times negative 8 is equal to 0. So 3 times negative 8 squared or negative 8 times negative 8 is equal to positive 64. Positive and negative, negative. 24 times 8 is equal to 192. Okay? So 3 times 64 is equal to 192 minus 192 is equal to 0. So pwede kayong mag-multiply dyan para makita nyo kung tama ba ang 192 at 192. So 192 minus 192 is equal to 0, 0. Okay, so equal both sides. Ibig sabihin, both values of x satisfies the given equation. So the equation 3y squared plus 24y is equal to 0 is true when y is equal to 0 and when y is equal to negative 8. Thus, the equation 3y squared plus 24y is equal to 0 has two solutions, and that is y is equal to 0 and y is equal to negative 8. Oh, madali lang, di ba? Madali lang mag-solve ng quadratic equations by factoring. Sana may natutunan kayo sa ating lesson for today. See you on our next lesson, guys. Bye!